when we talk about limits getting pushed, some things is not conducive to your health. I'm not the one to say I told you so, but I did. Now listen, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and share because I am no joke. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all, listen. First and foremost, when I see stuff come across my timeline, I've already explained that it is a mixture of past, present, current, and future. So when I decide to go live and I talk about it, I am absolutely live talking about what I'm intuiting, what I'm feeling, and what's going to happen or what already happened as a confirmation. When you push boundaries, you get pushed to the limit. The way you move is not conducive of your health. Now let's talk about it, right? Because this is just one example, one of what took place last night and while I was on live. When you have fame, you can't just pop up like that. You may feel like you don't have no money, so it don't matter. Let me tell you something. When them black boxes come out, they come out for a reason. Because you know what? Everybody want to be put on. You understand? So that means even if you're not a content creator, that is money when you see someone with fame. So of course you can expect to see the black boxes coming out. All right. Let me talk. Let me tell you something. There's no secret. I like Krishan Rock. You understand what I'm saying? I know she not moving right, but this is what happens when you young coming up with no instruction. Let me tell you what set it off. That prayer. That type of prayer is not for your era. I didn't said it several different times. You can tell that that came from somebody's grandmama or something. That is not for you. That is for her to pray over you. It's not for you. It was stated eloquently until the real Lord made you trip up on your words and already told you that the real Lord is Lucifer. I done already said it. Now, if you want to believe something else, that's on you. But I'm gonna tell you that's what set it off because where you are at is where it pops off. When you say I'm gonna leave out of this place that you feel is safe, and you gonna go all the way over there where it's definitely not safe, then it's time for you to see something. Now, I didn't see bits and pieces, but let me tell you my interpretation of what I seen. When you off in them areas like that, you know what I'm saying, on one, you can't do you got to keep your hands to yourself because you in an area where they're not playing. Now, we all know that Krishan Rock got fame. So it's not is it when you feel too comfortable, first of all, when you feel too comfortable, you do things like put your hands on stuff that don't belong to you. We know that is not the street code. Okay, you got to keep your hands to yourself. That comes from feeling too comfortable. First and foremost, I wouldn't even been at nothing like that. Some of y'all saying, well, she got to make money. Not that type. This is what I'm saying about contracts, y'all. When you be signing your name on the dotted line, thinking you about to get a little big payoff, and then next thing you know, you laying on the pavement and somebody else getting paid. Y'all need to peep game. Now let me say this. For those that don't know, When you under a contract, you know what I'm saying? Because Blueface is under a contract. Don't get it twisted. You can't be around nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? You cannot be. Everybody got contracts over there. You can't be around nothing like that because that was violation. You back in the whole scout. So I don't know what his reaction to that was, but I know that that's his child. Now we see situations escalate. Now those of y'all that feel like all publicity is good publicity, this is how stuff cracks off right here. Now what you feel like Blueface gonna do? Do is y'all gonna push it to the limit and get in his chat and try to make him go and do something that's stupid? Don't fall for the okie doke. Let me tell y'all something. I watched a little snippet of his mother's reaction. I'm not sure if she's seen Krishan's response or whatever. But let me say, I said that's how we are in Cali. At that age, you know what I'm saying? That's how we are. When you don't have fame, it's different. There's nobody pulling out no black box on you. They may if you're too loud. You know what I'm saying? And we all know she can get high pitched you know what I'm saying, when she's taking too many back. Perfect example of someone that does not have a PR team. Her finances is not conducive of a team. But when you start signing those contracts like that, right? So you can make the money, you got to put yourself in environments where stuff like that don't happen. I'm going to tell you it was brewing anyway. So it didn't matter if she reached out, you know what I'm saying, and lost herself for a minute, because I didn't see many females do that. You know what I'm saying? And the reaction was the same. You know what I'm saying? Look, first and foremost, I wouldn't. Her status. Why are you over there? Like it don't make sense. You got to figure out: is you about your money or not? Sometimes you just got to say no to things because first of all, it's not in the right neighborhood. Second of all, who you affiliated with. Third of all, who who is your child's father? I mean, come on, y'all. Everything can't just be about content. Oh, I'm just gonna go over here because it's content. Now, one thing that his mother, Blueface mother, talked about in one of her screen recorded, somebody screen recorded her response, and she said something to the effect of she wanted her grandbaby. This is what I was telling y'all about in my life before. I said there's a certain era, okay, where they don't care if it's illegitimate children, meaning children that were born out of wedlock while you were married to someone, or your ex-husband has another child or whatever. There's a certain era there where they feel like we don't care. These children need to know each other, and I am the intercessor. I'm the medium, so all of these children will grow up knowing each other. That's the stance that she was taking. That is a grown woman stance. For y'all to get up in her live and talk about you just want your grandbabies to put them on camera. What kind of let me tell you something. If I was her, I would close my chat for a little while because people want stuff to record and place on other place on other mediums. If I would that did piss me off because who do? Anyone that has a grandchild gonna want they child on camera. Come on now. Y'all trying to you would if you seen they baby somewhere, the first thing you gonna do is pull out your camera. You know what I'm saying? That's not your grandbaby, that's none of your family, but you gonna pull out the camera because you want their family on camera so you can make money off of it. What is wrong with her making money off of her family anyway? What's wrong with that? Everybody else in the industry do it. You know, let me tell you something. I'm supposed to talk about it because I'm somebody that thinks. Y'all screen recording people's original content. You got to expect that people have an original response to what they seeing. You're not gonna get me to go with your narrative. I say that if he would have showed up, it would have been issues with him. I say that his mama was right. I say that Krishan stood on her business because she did. And I also said that she shouldn't have moved that way because she has too much fame. What's wrong with that? And I also said the prayer is what set it off because it is what set it off. She didn't pray right. Now, who got something to say? I am the era where we were prayed over. That mean my grandmother and her mother, we were the ones that were prayed over. That means we survived because of their prayers. When I sat there all my 20s, just about every day that I remembered, and said, watch over my family, blah, blah, blah. It was nice. It sent a good energy into the cosmos, but it wasn't necessary because that's not for me. What is wrong with me telling y'all that that is not for me? That don't mean I didn't benefit from it. Those of you that do have grandmothers, great grandmothers, or whatever, some of y'all grandmothers the grandmothers to y'all children is my age or around my age or older. That's not even for them. That's for their mama and they mama's mama. When you do a prayer like that, I'm supposed to address what is not right, especially when you start talking about the Lord. When I already told you the Lord is Lucifer. The thing about the thing about belief, old times beliefs, is they had a different understanding to the things that we re-utter. The meaning for them is totally different than how we perceived it. When my grandmother say thank you, Jesus, she really thanking Jesus. She know that there's a difference between Jesus and God. Do you understand that? My grandmother is the era where she sleeps with her Bible under her pillow. Do you understand that? Let me tell you something. Some of y'all is heathens. You couldn't even lay in your grandmother's bed because your grandmother is the saved and sanctified one. If you were to lay in her bed, you would come up with all kind of hesekianas, and there you would be tainted because you cannot lay in the bed of a saved and sanctified woman as a heathen. Now get mad. I should be able to instruct y'all on what to do, regardless if y'all feel nobody sees me, because, I'm seeable. I already told y'all about a month ago it was all going to play out. It's all going to play out, and that's what's happening. Now, I put a reading out, I put a live out. The hands, toes, knees, and elbows been that been I've been put that out a long time ago. Let me tell you something. If I was Blueface mom, right? The reason why I don't say her name is because I don't want y'all mixing her up with the boxer, with the professional boxer, because y'all ain't got good sense. Listen, if I was her, the minute I heard of anyone around, I wouldn't say nothing to him because we already know how that's gonna play out. I would want to know what they sign is because it's already been displayed. So can't nobody say she follow because I don't. I do not follow Blueface. I don't think I do. And some of y'all not following the right account either. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these artists, it don't even have their name as they account, and y'all following Fugazi accounts, thinking that it's them. Now get mad. Now this is about the way you move, not the way I move. Now what the internet is so funny, right? The internet is so not your friend that if something would have happened to her there, they would have been saying prayers for the family, prayers for Krishan. I hope that while anticipating everything that played out at that event. If let me say something. My perspective. If I was Blueface, right, and I don't want nothing to do with her in a relationship type manner. When stuff like that happen, that makes you want to be with that person because that's his baby mother. So if they didn't been falling out, they ain't seeing eye to eye or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Who else gonna do it? Who else gonna do it? The Lord ain't finna do it. Now get mad. I'm telling y'all the absolute truth because you know what? You shouldn't have signed that contract. The thing about it is when people watch me, right? They feel like I don't need a personal reading because I got all the information, right? And already said it's groups, it's collectives, it's people on different income brackets, social status, and all of that. Different type of careers. It's all going to affect them differently. So when you feel like I got it, nobody gonna try me, woo 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 whoop. You know what I'm saying? And then there's someone waiting to try you. Y'all know when they say lost footage or we got this footage, that's somebody that didn't have a camera and then went up in the clouds some kind of way and it then popped up, ching. You know what I'm saying? And they say, well, I'm gonna go to this platform and sell this. They don't have to be a content creator. Look how quick that was. That's not the only brawl. Well, from what I seen, she didn't back down. That's what we respect out here in Cali. Not backing down. My era is the era that say if you happen to get jumped, you just catch one and wear them out. Just one. You can't brag about whooping nobody if you done jumped them. And then you know what happened when you really got coverage protection like that. It wouldn't play out like that. They wouldn't even leave out the door. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't even never been there because that means you really work for God. If you doing God's work, that means he expecting you to be there. He know what somebody is plotting behind the scenes in the background. He know who gonna come. He know why he want all of them to be there. You know what I'm saying? For instance, listen. Say, I'm an artist, right? And the Big G say, you need to go over there in that voice, right? And I say, why, Big G? You know, this area, because I'm gonna say it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, especially the first time. Why do I need to go over there? Because you need to be there for something to happen in that voice. You know what I'm saying? So you like, all right, 'cause that's what else you going, what you going, Lucifer, you got my back for sure. Jesus got my back, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Boy, where you at? In the building. Baphomet. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's gonna be. We all showing up and we showing out. You know what I'm saying? And then the whole time while they cooking and plotting and planning, they falling out. Just like that. That's when you really got spiritual protection. You know what I'm saying? When I say I be parting the Red Seas like Moses for my members, you think I'm capping? You know what I'm saying? I'm going through and I'm parting the Red Sea so they could go through and have a blissful day. Because that's what they paying me for. I'm in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean they have to be. And then my team is like they agree. Because they know who really doing spiritual work and who not. Let me tell you about the readings that's coming out before I get into a popular topic for today. It's a whole lot of white collar. Y'all know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? That white collar. That white collar. Yeah, listen, we're gonna get on the pink collar in just a few. But the white collar is what's popping off this week. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Who gonna benefit from someone else's demise? That's what we're talking about this week. It's important. Look to your neighbor and say, neighbor, is you trying to benefit off me? Yes. Go ahead, Pastor. You know what I'm saying? Type ish. I'm about to take you to church this morning. Excuse me, this afternoon. Lucifer, help me. Have mercy. Somebody give me my handkerchief. Because it's sweaty in the house of God. Heathen, get thee away from me. Until tonight, I'ma call you. Wink. I said a white collar. With a white collar in the building. Hanana Sasha Kanasa. A white collar. Halabosha. You know what I'm talking about? Is it any white collars in the building tonight? Oh, Lord. Either cutting up. Halabosha. Hosea. Hennessy Kenia. Hophania. Alabosha. Any Kitino. Agape in the house tonight. Oh, Lord. What's wrong with that? I said, Hannes, I saw say, Halabosha, is it in the agape asenia tonight? Shit alive. We getting healing tonight. All right, I'm done cutting up, y'all. Let's talk about false flames. What you think still is your twin flame. Mercy. Ah. I said, mercy, I said, Nia. He's not your twin flame, a heathen. First of all, to have a twin flame, that would mean you were divine at some point. We already know that your finances is not conducive of your divinity. Amen? I said divine feminine finances don't mean nothing to the Lord. Hosea agape alabosha. Is it anyone in the building that know divine feminine's finances don't mean nothing to the Lord? Absolutely not. Because God will give it and take it away and give it to Alicia real quick like he did last night. Oh, Lord. Lucifer, did he give something to Alicia last night? Isaiah. Did you say Isaiah or Isaiah? Isaiah. Oh, Lord. Some of y'all need to go to church, apparently. Is it Sunday? Is it Sunday where you are at? Because where I'm at, it is Sunday. Ha, ha, ha. You ever thought that the pastor's sweating? Because it's getting hot in here. She took off all her clothes. Did y'all know I got a choir? Y'all don't. Some of y'all don't hear. But when I recite lyrics like that, they be in the background singing. Y'all know. I told y'all I used to sing in the choir. So I'm just picking fun right. I said Aetha hasn't been a heathen all her life. Just tonight. Ha ha! Oh Lord. False flames. False flames. Let me say something. Because of who I am, my twin flame union was a magical one. That means someone decided ages ago that I needed a counterpart when I already had one because the big G created him for me, first and foremost. So for me, it's a magical union. But that don't mean it's like that for everyone. I done said this before. With my false flame, it was different. Okay. I believe that my false flame was my twin flame because listen, y'all would think that they were your twin flame because you've been knowing them all your life. Something wrong with them. Let me just say this. With my false flame, when I got popped on the right side. He got popped on the left side. It's stuff like that. Okay. My twin flame, totally different. Totally different. When I encountered him, there was no issues. He was attentive, super intelligent. When I talked to him, I felt like I could be with him, even if he was with someone else. That was before ascension. As an angel, when you meet your twin flame, you are in a different phase of your life. You're not going to see them as an adversary in the beginning. You're going to see them as someone that needs to be in your life. It's smooth in the beginning. But when you start ascending, because for angels, they are beings too. Your twin flame is a being. That means for me, he already knew about Hasakinas spells. He was already doing stuff like astral projection, burning sage, stuff like that. He was already doing that stuff. When I went through the conscious gate, voila, he was there. He said something to me, right? One of our last conversation, he said, when you are ready, you are going to find me. This is before I knew the ins and outs of being multidimensional. That's twin flame. False flame is going to look at you and say, why are you doing all that stuff? You know what I'm saying? They're going to say, because the false flame is always being tempted. Always being tempted. There's always going to be someone at the same time as you. And if they feel like they could get something, or if they feel like this person looks better, you always going to be put to the back burner because they don't have spiritual eyes yet. If you feel like somebody is your twin flame currently, because you have not been introduced energetically to your twin flame, what is going to end up happening is you're going to find out as soon as you meet this person, whether or not if it's online or physical, that is a false flame. You can say this is a soulmate in the medium, a false flame, because there's some love there because you was with this individual in a past life. Every life you are born around, you're gonna meet this person in another life because they are a soulmate. I hope y'all getting what I'm saying. Because they are a soulmate, that means you got work with this person. Whether or not if you have children, whether or not if you get married, whatever. Stop idolizing twin flame unions because there's other types of unions because there's all types of beings. Do you understand that? First and foremost, the twin flame concept came from the spiritual community. So if you off sitting up in the church talking about you got a twin flame, you are confused. because it's like oil and water. It don't mix. Because the pastor, what he should say is God created someone for you already. He just ain't found you, or or you just ain't found her yet, which is partially true. Because the church belief is you need a holy woman to complete you. But that's not necessarily so. Because that's the real them in. If she goes to church and she's a wife material, she cooks, she cleans, and she don't have any children by anybody else, it's always she. Nothing about the male. In the time of counseling, that is for those that are 60 and up when you go to the pastor and the pastor's wife for counseling. That's not for nobody in my era or 10 years, within 10 years. That's for 60 and up. If you 60 and up, that's when you go to the pastor, the preacher for counseling, instruction, because we are under different guidelines. This is why so many are reincarnated, because you don't get the memo. You don't get the memo when you're supposed to get it. So, scratch that plan and we got to go a different avenue. Let me make this individual something, another gender in another region, so they can maybe if I do it this way, the big G. If I do the big G say I'm gonna put a little salt and pepper and then a little bit of cinnamon, be- you know, because we need a mixture of all types of things so they can finally get it. When you are a regular individual, that is a being and you have a twin flame, and there's no mysticism attached to it. You are experiencing things at the same time as this person. Now, I done already said before that just because you are introduced to your twin flame as a being doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to end up with that person in that life, in this life. Because if it's the male that is not in alignment, you're going to have a hard time, especially if this is someone trying to establish themselves or someone that is already established. Because the masculine energy, the male masculine energy is one that says, I want what I want when I want it. I don't care about what this doctrine is saying. I don't care about what the community is saying. I don't care about what moms, pops, grandmas say, because it's masculine male energy. They have lessons to learn. And if you are a divine feminine, whether if you are a female, a woman, or a lady, if you are a divine feminine energy, as divine feminine, you have to release the reins, honey, because you do not want their dude that is not ready for you, because you gonna be the problem. He gonna have to he even in the moment of weakness, because that's what they feel it is when they're in that frequency. He decides to confide in you. The minute Heliana comes, she not giving him no issues. She don't have no children. The body is the way they think they like it. Then you become the issue. Then it's you call too much. Then it's I'll call her later. It's been 3 months type ish. And I still haven't respond. And you sitting over there feeling like you done did everything for them and they still not treating you right, and you still ready to do it because he at the end he is going to realize that I am the right one for him because I was supportive. Everyone else is supportive too in that frequency. You giving him that mothering energy, and she giving him bend it over, bust it wide open, Tatiana energy, just the way he like it. He is in, I'm gonna build me a bear phase. Do y'all understand? So that means no matter what you do, he's still not gonna see you as the prize. You could be the most perfect. You're not passing gas. You chew your food 30 times before you swallow it. You work out 6 times a week. You don't have a weave. Okay? Talk to me now. You everything he ever dreamt about a lot. Oh, yeah. And so is she. They, he is in the energy of God just ain't make him right for me. Like I like them biddies. I like them Tiggo. I like them in the middle, kind of flat stomach. The Udi can't be too big, but it need to be big enough to clap. Type energy. He's in the build a bear phase. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He don't know that the Udi that is big enough to clap does magical things. You know what I'm saying? So he don't know that yet. So he got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? When you got Heliana busting it wide open saying, big booty stank and her stank. Yeah, she, 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 she got a pendulum at nighttime saying, blue face, you belong to me. Look at my Odie. Look at here. 101 Dalmatians. It is me, Alicia. Type ish. I am an Aquarius, just like you. You are my twin flame, boo boo. Wink, wink. Because sometimes I gotta do it like that, y'all. I said elect ones don't have twin flames for a reason. Now get mad. It's about 1,000 of y'all that's saying I ain't nobody's twin flame tonight. Absolutely nobody. I am his high level soulmate. Once I get over this Hasania energy, I'll be all right. I am a heathen, yes, Lord. Hallelujah. Amen. Just say it out. I am a heathen right now. So it can come off of your Hasania. That is it.